Hey Yugichu, Dark Magician of Team Sorcerers here, and welcome back to What If Wednesday. Still on a different location at the time of recording, so yeah, I'm doing a couple of these back to back. And this is another request by Dragon Master 25, and that is, what if Yang Zings were my favourite in signature deck? Um, yeah, some of these are pretty random. Yeah, he's given me a short list of decks that he hates. Was like, but I'm trying to remember. Wait, does he hate Dragon Maids? I can't remember. Um, there is also Cyframes, Kashtiras, and Flunderies coming up, which is understandable. I mean, I hate these decks too, but I don't see what's wrong with Yang Zings though. I mean, it seems like a very chilled deck that doesn't really do anything to stop you playing. Well, maybe Chow Fang could be an annoying problem, which I do understand, but um, based on games I've had involving this hardly ever came out. That being said, I've got no problem banning it from Retition format. But anyway, or maybe I'm just misremembering about him hating Yang Zings. Maybe he doesn't. I don't know. Um, but anyway, Yang Zings. Well, I don't think they'd become a favourite at first. Well, the top favourite. It would be something I'd grow to really like in this situation. I mean, a very cool synchro spam deck. Well, maybe not synchro spam, but cool synchro deck. Um, I think I'd probably try and get a box of um, Duelist Alliance, yeah, so I can get the pop cards. Even though it wouldn't be easy because everything's like was like super or above. I mean, maybe there were a few rares and commons, but monster and spell wise, everything was super or above, um, much to the dismay of another friend of mine from the time who wanted to play them. But yeah, it wouldn't be the top favourite at first. I mean, so far at that point, the only boss monster they'd have is Baxia. Um, but I feel like things would change with new challengers when it would release more support, including Yazi, Evil of the Yang Zing, which is actually the only Yang Zing monster I've ever played with, because it's a generic level 7, which I actually played in my Plant Hero deck, and that was a big help. Um, but So yeah, naturally I'm quite fond of this card. Not gonna lie. Um, yeah, 2600 beta can't be targeted by card effects, or rather the opponent can't target it. Has a cool destruction effect and floats for just any worm type monster if it does die, or rather when I should say. Um, So yeah, I'd probably still pick up a box of new challengers, not just to try and get Dark Rebellion Exceeds Dragon for my Dark Magician deck. Um, so yeah, I think that is um, when Yang Zings would become my favourite in signature deck. So round about November 2014, and this card, Yazi, would be my favourite and ace monster, and sort of the dark magician of the deck for me, although more like a Buster Blader, because of the base attack of 2600 as opposed to 2500. Um, So yeah, naturally I'd go out of my way to get everything I'd need and have the deck finished. Um, yeah, that would be my favourite and signature deck, and Yazi um, would become my favourite synchro monster, bumping Stardust Dragon down to 2 and Goyo Guardian down to 3. Although I would still play both of those monsters in my Yang Zing deck, um, since they've always been a couple of hot favourites of mine since the 5Ds era. Or at least I would be still be playing Goyo Guardian up until its stupid, pointless errata, where it needs an Earth tuner. I still think that was a stupid decision Konami made. I mean, yeah, Goyo Guardian is a strong card, it's it's not as strong as it used to be. I mean, and you know, over the last several years, there just isn't really any competitive decks that uses level 6 synchros, or at least none that I can think of. Um, so, yeah, naturally, Goyo Guardian is like the only errated card that I think should be unerrated. Um, Dark Magician of Chaos, I don't know, I'm on the fence about that one. But yeah, that's another topic. I digress. So yeah, Yang Zings would be the deck I'd mainly be using, even in tournaments. Um, how well I'd do in them, I don't know. Um, I mean, it might do all right against Burning Abyss, Tellarknights, and Volcanics. Shadows would be a struggle, though. That would be the worst possible matchup because of Winder. And then Infernoids would go on to be a matchup that's just no better. Um, Same with Masked Heroes. Yeah, this deck would just also lose to Darklaw, so I'd need to side in a load of cards that just stop banishing effects. I mean, I'd have to side in Chaos Hunter and Imperial Iron War just to specifically counter Darklaw and Infernoid. Um, but I don't know how I'd be able to deal with Winder though. Um, Defusion, perhaps. I can't remember exactly what was being sided against Shadol's back then. It's been a while now. I want to say Defusion, although that feels more like an option that was thought of um, when it comes to dealing with Thunder Dragon Colossus. I mean, I know Weber's 5 naturally had that idea. Um, I don't know about anyone else. Um, yeah, I'm just drawing a blank here. Uh, yeah, it would be rough. Um, um, but I think ultimately I'd end up getting really annoyed with Darklaw, Infernoids, and Shadows. Um, oh yeah, there was also Clifforts that were in the meta at the time as well. Um, Maybe I'd have been all right against them. I don't know. Um, and Volcanics, I guess. Um, uh, and naturally, I'd be trying to win a Royal Rumble with this deck. I did manage it after a month of Rainbow Neos. I managed it quite quickly with Dark Magician. With Elemental Heroes, it took a lot longer than it should have done. But eventually, I would have won a Royal Rumble with my Yang Zings. I mean, if Alex slash Boot Boy can do it, then so can I. Um, Now, one thing I wouldn't be doing with this deck is playing Vanity's Emptiness, because, yeah, I fucking detest that card. Plus, it was also confusing that um, other Yang Zing decks would be playing it and Shadol's, but it's like, why? It doesn't complement the deck in any way whatsoever. Um, but, yeah, that's a whole other story as well. Um, but yeah, like I was saying, I think I'd be getting annoyed with a fraction of the meta and get fed up of the format. Because I still have a feeling it would struggle against Winder, Darklaw, and Infernoid, and then I'd probably consider quitting tournaments. Um, Only to change my mind and then try my luck with my own Masked Hero deck, the one that doesn't play Darklaw. Naturally, I would still hate the July 2015 ban list because besides Necros, nothing got hit. Um, I almost forgot about Necros. I mean, it's hard to say how I do against them with Yang Zings. Um, But yeah, apart from the inclusion of Ignites and Cosmo, it would still end up being the same annoying, boring, and stagnant format, and we and I'd still end up quitting tournaments, only to then get convinced to carry on in them, only to then um, end up quitting again because of because I got given shit over that game state mistake with Speedroids and Trishula. But then again, who knows if that would still even happen in this timeline? Um, um, but I don't know. I mean, chances are not much else would be different. I mean, instead of Brute Boy being a fellow Dark Magician user, well, he still would be. We'd be um, fellow Yang Zing users. Maybe we'd team up and use the same deck in the tag team tournaments, although I'd still more likely use Rainbow Neos in that scenario. Um, but yeah, I'm not too sure if my luck in tournaments would be much different. Um, Odd Eyes Magician and Pendulum Magician would still end up being an annoying struggle because of Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon, that's for sure. Um, I mean, it's hard to say which performs better between Dark Magician and Yang Zings, but um, I mean, either I do well enough with the deck that I've never quit tournaments in current format, or um, the timeline would be similar to the real one, where I'd just quit them, end up quitting the current format, and start up playing Retition format. And naturally, when Master Rule 4 and Links became a thing, I'd probably be more pissed off as usual about this rule change because, yeah, Yang Zings are one of the decks that would get badly affected by it. Yeah, and I wouldn't be able to get out as many synchros as I wanted to. Um, yeah, it would just be annoying. The deck would just feel unplayable. Um, so I'd have to try desperately to fit in like the most generic link monsters possible and have multiple arrows pointing downwards so that I could play the deck like the same way it was before. Um, yeah, then there's the subject of Denglong, which was a good asset. I'd be, I don't know how annoyed I'd be about getting it banned, because I know in 2017 it was banned because of True King Dino, a deck that I would still um, hate a lot because Ultimate Conductor Tyranno and Thosogem exist. Um, I mean, there were builds that were running like other Yang Zings as well, not just Denglong, and I'd be like, this is an abomination of a Yang Zing deck. Um, but naturally, I'd be more annoyed about being badly affected by um, Master Rule 4. Um, uh, I mean, there'd be just less reason to play in tournaments, because it's like, um, how am I supposed to play this deck in a tournament? Um, and naturally, I'd be jumping for joy even more when Master Rule 5 came about. Um, and yeah, I guess that's it really. That's all I can think of that would happen if Yang Zings were my favourite in signature deck. Instead of Dark Magician. Although naturally I would still play Yazi in my Plant Hero deck, most probably. As it's like, yeah, favourite synchro, ace monster representation, let's go. And yeah, that's basically it. Thanks for watching.